Some parents are suing the Kettle Moraine School District over a policy they say affirms a minor's gender transition at school, even over parents' objections. They say the school district has violated parents' constitutional rights and taken a potentially life-altering decision out of their hands. The Kettle Moraine District declined to comment, citing the pending litigation. The parents are represented by two conservative legal groups, one being the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. I talked to Will attorney Luke Berg about the lawsuit. What is the goal of this lawsuit?
The goal of the lawsuit is to change policies like this ultimately. Schools have to defer to parents about major decisions involving their children, and they normally do, yet they've carved out this one exception for gender identity transitions. And in our view, that's unconstitutional. They need to defer to parents about this major decision. So the goal is ultimately for a court to say that parents have a constitutional right to make this decision and that schools must defer to those decisions.
And I understand that your client's daughter, a 12-year-old at the time, she asked the school to call her by male pronouns. So wouldn't you expect the school to go along with her wishes? I mean, couldn't that just create more trauma if the school doesn't?
Gender identity transitions are a major psychotherapeutic intervention in the life of a child. It can have profound long-term effects on a child's psyche, on their sense of identity. And the question, of course, when a child says they're transgender is whether this is really true. And we know for a fact that for a lot of children, it's not. We have countless personal stories from students who at one time believed this was true of them, but later realized they were mistaken. And our client's daughter is another example of that. We also have a robust body of research showing that for the vast majority of children, 80 to 90%, these feelings eventually go away. But that's not true if there is a transition. So if teachers and adults in positions of authority affirm and treat the child as if they're the opposite sex, that can become self-reinforcing. And there are a lot of mental health experts, believe that this can do long-term harm. And so this is a hard decision. It's a controversial decision, but it's one that schools need to defer to parents. Teachers don't have any expertise in these matters.
But what if a student doesn't feel safe at home to do that in front of their parents, but they want to be seen that way at school?
It's well recognized in American law that government doesn't have the power to override parents when it disagrees with them about a decision. There are narrow circumstances when parents are abusing their child or at risk of causing serious harm that they can step in and override a parent's decision. But by far the norm and the default is that parents must be deferred to. They are the primary decision makers with respect to their kids. And the question about whether a transition is appropriate is a difficult question, and the answer may differ per child, and parents know their children better than school administrators do. And school administrators don't have any knowledge or expertise in this area. And I think our case in particular shows why schools should defer to parents. In this case, the parents were right. Just a few weeks after they withdrew her from school and withdrew her from contexts where people were affirming that this was who she really was, she decided that this wasn't who she really was and that her mother was right to put the brakes on a transition. And she even told her mother that she thought affirmative care really messed her up. That's her words. So I think this story shows that it's complicated and that schools need to defer to parents' judgment in this situation.
And you said the goal of the lawsuit is to change policy overall. So even if we take the parents you're talking to out of it, has there been any discussion as to whether this could harm the LGBTQ plus community overall, a change in policy?
I mean, I think parents in the main care more about their kids than anybody else will, and they will want to do what's best for their kids. The parents we represent are passionate for their daughter and her best interest. And if the goal is to protect kids, the hard question is, will a transition be good for them or bad for them? And in some cases it will be bad for them, and in some cases it might be good for them. But schools are not in a position to make that decision. Parents are, and schools need to respect that.
Well, I'm interested too, because this becomes a much bigger conversation right now. It seems like parental rights, this topic overall, is really in the spotlight, whether you talk about COVID mitigation efforts, gender identity, critical race theory. So at Will, are you getting more calls from parents? Are you hearing about more lawsuits about things that are going on in the classroom?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of concern right now that schools are taking decisions out of parents' hands and are not allowing them to make big decisions for their kids. And I think this is a huge area that parents are just starting to wake up to around the country. We have another lawsuit against the Madison Metropolitan School District that we've been litigating for about 2 years now on the same topic. And since we filed that case, I've heard from parents all over the country and from school districts all over the country that this is happening everywhere, that school districts are sort of quietly adopting these policies that young students, minor students, can make this major decision on their own, sometimes even in secret from parents, and that schools will not respect parents' decisions. And that violates parents' constitutional rights. It's also completely anomalous. It's hard to think of another comparable example where schools take a major decision like this out of parents' hands and give students a right to make it at school, right? If a school said, yeah, students, you can take whatever medications you want at school, it's totally up to you, parents would be outraged, and that would be immediately enjoined by the courts for good reason. This is no different. This is a major mental health decision that parents need to be involved in.
We're learning more about how taxpayer money is being spent in former Justice Mike Gableman's election investigation. Our editorial partner, WisPolitics.com, reports that Gableman's office has paid several $1,000s to a West Virginia consulting firm. That firm is owned by a man who, in a podcast last year, warned of civil war if there was not a forensic audit of 2020 election results nationally. You can read WisPolitics' complete story on their Battleground Wisconsin blog at WisPolitics.com. When we come back, some final thoughts on the tragedy in Waukesha 1 week ago today.